Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday morning. It is 10:52 a.m. Eastern Time, and it's the 20th of April, 2024. I want to first off say thank you to everybody that wished me a happy birthday on the 17th of this month, and everyone that wished Eric a happy birthday on his day of this month. So, that being said, happy birthday to all those beautiful babies born this day, whether you're 190 going on 191 or just born today, happy birthday. And if you're 190 going on 191, I want you on this program because you're a freaking miracle. Okay. So, that being said, the copyright disclaimer is this channel may use some copyrighted material without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use Act, which is the Copyright Act of 1976. The Nighthawk High Strangeness podcast channel and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content to be used for the sole purposes of informing you, the viewing family, of information for educational purposes, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, and parody, and general knowledge only, plus entertainment value. Per Title 17, subsection 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known herein as the Fair Use Act. And that includes the music, too. I know I get this people tagging it all the time. Every time I put an episode out, they're tagging it and saying it's their music. And ironically, those in Africa. So, anyways, did you all do your homework? That's what I'd like to know. Did you all do your homework? Eric's in the house. Okay. Let me get this disclaimer off of here. If I can get this computer to work. Come on. We got a couple different subjects we're going to be going over today, everybody. And it's not just what we ended on last night, but I do have those pictures uploaded, Eric. Good morning to you, brother. I do want everybody to see these pictures because it's disturbing to me. So it really is. And I know if it's disturbing to me, it might be disturbing to some of you. Then again, it might not. So, anyways, this is how screwed up our world is getting. Okay. Last night we kind of ended it with me saying I was going to upload these two pictures that Sue had sent me to examine on the computer, and definitely something is awry. Something is not as it appears to be in the White House. So, that being said, I'm going to put them up here, and you'll see. The first one I'm going to put up is supposedly a picture of a very prominent pop singer. Okay. I think you all will know this. More like a demonically possessed person, if you ask me. This is supposed to be Taylor Swift. Yeah, that's what I said. What the hell? What the hell? What has that girl gotten herself into? That is just, if that doesn't hit you as demonic, I don't know what will. I really don't know what will. Now, granted, she might have done it for a video or something, for one of her songs or whatnot, or an album. Yeah, she has gone very dark. Okay. And I hate to say that too, because all these artists start out being really talented beyond belief, gift given by Yeshua to them. And they always turn dark. I don't know why they just can't give the credit where credit is due, you know? And just look at her eyes. Her eyes are just so lost, you know? Anyways, that's the first picture that Seuss sent me. And I wanted to load that up last night, but I couldn't get a chance to. So I did it the first thing this morning. And this is the other one I was talking about with the Prez right here. And you look at his arm without the shirt on, and you'll see the tattoos I'm talking about. And if you take that picture and you blow it up, those tattoos are plain as day. They're plain as day. Okay. And then you look at the skin tone, the hair follicles on his body, all that, and you try to think, well, that's not even the same person. The whole left arm is completely shot. So, you know, I don't know, man. Is it a body double? Is it a doppelganger? Did certain somebody unalive himself and be taken over? I mean, I don't know, but it's definitely not the same individual in this picture. You take a close-up look at that tattoo. There's two tattoos there, okay? The one on top, the smaller one, is the square and compass of Freemasonry. Okay, you can tell it's that, okay, just by the side angle of it. Which doesn't mean that he is a Mason, everybody, okay? Because people get these tattoos all the time, okay, just to feel like they're part of the crowd, okay? So this doesn't necessarily make him a Mason, okay? But the other tattoo looks to me, from what I can gather, and when I blow it up on the computer, no matter what kind of color format and pattern I put it through on the computer, looks like a fallen angel. Okay. So whoever that is not the real Joe. Okay. And I'm going to leave it at that. So, and I couldn't even find like a some kind of a seal or a seam in a latex mask on the neck. But then again, you know, like I said, I just uploaded it this morning and started looking over it real good through the programs that I've got on the computer. And between that and the Taylor Swift one, I don't know, man. It's pretty daunting, the amount of cover up that is going on in our world today. You know, I don't know, Eric. I really, I'm at a loss for words on this one, because, you know, you always hoped it was just some, you know, elderly guy that needed help, and maybe they got him into a medical facility for dementia or Alzheimer patients, you know, and tried to cover it up and all that, and had a double takeover, or somebody that's a prominent actor like Jim Carrey take over the role as president. You know, I mean, it would make perfectly good sense, especially since I'd say at least 75% of Hollywood and the music industry are on the CIA payroll anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What do you think about that picture?
So I can tell you, just from, how do I put this? The line that I follow and the stuff that I've researched, there's a reason why Gitmo was extended, enlarged. Certain things are going to come to light as this new era comes into effect. This is a very good prime example of this, certain things coming to light before this new era comes into effect. And from what line I follow is certain individuals of power have been dealt with, but the public's eye cannot comprehend or acknowledge what has happened. So they have to slowly leak out a lot of this stuff. So for me, looking at this, which I remember this now once I've seen it, that's just showing you that, hey, we're living in a pantomime right now. And this is what would happen if certain entities had not gotten involved and took care of a certain evil entity that was controlling our world. So, I mean, to me, this is prime example of everything I've said multiple times about CGI, about clones, about actors playing roles. And when we've hit this quite a few times on the 15-second mask and stuff like that. So, I mean, the proof's in the pudding and it's right there in the photo, folks. I mean, good morning, Glades. So, to me, that's what I'm looking at here. Truth will be coming out soon, but not all the truth will, because the people just can't comprehend it. But that's what I'm looking at right here is this stuff here. And I want to make a comment on something real quick that Poncho made. Poncho, you're 100% correct. I'm a 3rd-degree master mason. I am a past master. I was master of my lodge. I am a Freemason, 100% Freemason. And I can tell you, there's a lot of people talk about Freemasons, and it upsets me because they don't know what they're talking about. And every time I hear it, it's like, that is not what it is. Now, a lot of people mistaken, like William hit on last night with Illuminati. They also are taking a lot of context of what's called the PJ2 Masons. The PJ2 Masons were a lodge that got caught practicing Luciferian, was expelled from the fraternity. So a lot of these people will tell you Freemasons are the cause of this evil. No, we're not. I guarantee you there is a crap ton of them that's just like that's just like me and just like William and wants to get the truth out. You know, I've showed this many times. I am a master mason. You know, there's my square and compass. I'm Mjolnir. You know, so I agree. You know, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably leave it at that. You guys got any questions, hit me up. I can't tell you our practices of our fraternity. Yeah, exactly, William. You know, I can't tell you the practices of our fraternity because I swore an oath not to, but I did not swear an oath telling you that you can go to the Congressional Library and look up all our stuff. I never swore an oath saying I couldn't say that. I just swore an oath saying I can't tell you about our practices and our customs. But I can tell you, there's a lot of people.
If you want to be one, what do you do?
You ask.
Yep. You want to be one, you gotta, ask one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all it takes. I mean, it's not it's not an exclusive club to people that want to control the world. Let's put it that way, because you know what? I can't even control my own life with things going on. Like, I want to take on a headache of controlling the world, and there's only one God that I pray to, and that's Yeshua. That's Jesus Christ. Okay. And, it is what it is. Okay. I'm not a Satan worshiper. I'm not a Luciferian. I'm not part of a vampire cult. I'm not, demonically possessed like half these people that are in politics nowadays look like they are. So, it is what it is. Everyone that I interact with that's a Freemason are very, very good, God-fearing Christian men, okay, that are trying to reach the younger men to make them better, okay?
Yeah.
You can't be a Shriner without being a Mason, okay? The Masons started the Shriners Children's Hospitals, okay? You have to be a Master Mason at least to be a Shriner, okay? So, you don't want to mix the Illuminati with Freemasonry because they're totally different. Okay, total opposites as far as I'm concerned. So that's just my 2 cents. But getting back to the main thing here with this individual, it's clearly not who they portray he is. Okay, and it's that way with a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people are being either cloned or have a twin, or are hiring people like Jim Carrey, and other actors to portray the political people and even high up military people in some form or another. Okay, and their daily dealings as being in those prominent positions. Okay, um, so I just, I saw that picture and I looked at it real close this morning, and I can honestly say that that picture did not show up with any type of pixelations or anything on it to make
Yeah.
it seem like it was cropped or changed in any way, shape, or form. The seams are very, very non-existent. So it's like whenever you overlay a photograph on top of another photograph, you always have that seam where they meet, and it didn't have that. So
Mm.
that is
I'm
that. And
telling
I
you,
just, I
I think
wanted to show everybody that. Yeah. I just wanted to show everybody that because I thought it was very, very interesting.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
also,
I mean, you got to think. Oh, sorry.
also, you know, stuff like this is really cool. So go
You
ahead.
also got. You also got to think of something else. Good morning, Angelique. I was actually messaging you real quick. Look at. I pointed this out several times. I know you have too. You think that photo's a fake. Let me tell you another one. Watch every time he does a speech. Sometimes one earlobe's connected. Sometimes both are. Sometimes none of them are. His teeth are different in a lot of them. You ever notice how a lot of times he looks like one or two characters, and that's either George Clooney, which you don't hear much of, or I'll just bring forward the name, the mask, Jim Carrey. You ever notice how he looks a lot like him
Jim Carrey.
sometimes? If you guys, yeah, if you guys open your eyes up and look, you're going to see stuff, people. And this is what we say all the time. Question everything. Pay attention to things. Pay attention to small details. In the military, when we're hunting a target, you pay attention to small details. And this is if you do this, this is when your eyes wake up and open, and your mind begins to go, "Hey, this ain't right. This ain't normal." Folks, we all know the difference between normal and not normal. Once you open your eyes, that's when you see the normal and not normal. And then all of a sudden, everything starts clicking, everything starts coming into place, everything starts doing that. And this is why we're always telling you question everything. Do not take what we say for granted. Take what we say with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Either A, come up with your own hypothesis or theory, or build upon what we have taught you. This is important. And this things like that picture there,
Exactly. Exactly.
prime example of what we talk about.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we have to give credit where credit is due too, because thanks to
Mhm.
AI, we have pictures like this that are going around the internet. Okay. And
Oh yeah.
everybody's falling for it. Everybody says,
Mhm.
"Oh, yeah, this was found in Texas, or this was found in Canada," or they always give generalities. They don't like specifically say who put the picture out, who took the picture, what the date of the picture is. They don't know any of the facts behind the picture, but they give it to a location because they make the location up. I see these done every single day and every minute on social media. Okay.
Mhm.
Especially Facebook. And I'm sorry, but these are AI generated pictures, okay? And nothing upsets me more than people stealing stuff from other people and claiming it to be theirs, okay? These were
Mhm.
clearly AI generated, okay? Plain and
Oh yeah.
simple, okay? We need to start being able to discern the difference, folks, because as soon as we let AI loose amongst our areas of research, our specific areas of research, it's they're using it to hone in and to divide us. Okay, they're going to divide the woo from the
Mhm.
the regular cryptozoology. Okay, and we all know that in some shape or form, the supernatural has something to do with a lot of the cryptid activity in the world today. Okay, so but you have to question everything literally, and that's the only reason I say that phrase every time I come on, that people are using against us and against you because they think you're gullible enough to fall for it. Okay, and we don't need that in this field. Okay, paranormal, supernatural, and cryptid are fields that I literally grew up in. Okay, literally. All right. So we just need to start fighting back with all this.
Yeah. And like I sometimes I use AI stuff to represent something I'm trying to show in my shows. And I'll tell you they're either A, this is what I created, or B, I'll tell you I'm pretty convinced this is AI. And I do that for a reason because sometimes does it play a good important visualization in something I'm trying to express? Absolutely. But if you don't if I cannot
Yep.
say exactly where this come from, I'll tell you it's either I think it's possibly could be AI because I don't want to mislead nobody. And then like I said, myself creates things to help visualize something I'm trying to put across. And I'll tell you, and that's a problem. A lot of people are doing this for what they call clout, yeah, clout. That's not me, folks. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm just here to tell you my point of view on something. So you got to be careful with stuff like that. I mean, this is another good example right here. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean,
How
so
are you going to talk to
be mindful.
spirits? Okay. First off, the Bible tells us that there is no such thing as talking to spirits, that you're actually talking to the
Mhm.
devil or to the demons. Okay. When you talk to spirits, that's the first thing. The second thing is these pictures are so crisp. When have you had a disembodied voice come through, or a full size apparition come through ever in a paranormal research into a haunted location or a haunted device or toy or something that's been taken care of and possessed? you know these pictures are destroying the very field that we all want to research in and to find answers for. And as long as AI is around doing stuff like this phony crap spirit talking type of inventors that you're seeing here on the screen, which is totally bogus. Okay. Um, and that's not to say that there aren't inventors out there that are inventing other means of communicating with the other side. They are, and there's some very, very good ones. Okay. And we know those individuals, that make this stuff, you know, because if we're in the paranormal field, we're kind of interacting with them. So we kind of know their reputation before we ever get into it with them. But this stuff here, if you're finding stuff like this on the internet, then 99.99% of the time it's AI. Okay. And I will not put my credentials down on something that I believe is faked. So
Yeah. No. Good morning, Ray. Yeah, it's and that's why I'm always big on this.
now
Is I believe this is AI. I'm very big on that.
Yep,
You are
exactly.
sport rotten. So somebody's being needy right now. So, but yeah, I mean, take things as they are, folks. You know, if I'm suspicious, I'll tell you. If I'm not, I'll tell you. You're not going to steal the show. You know that, right? I know you're a diva,
Right.
but yeah. So just be careful. But I mean, there's still a lot of
Now
things. Like
let's
I've
go.
done. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I've done paranormal investigations. Most of the time, every once in a while, will I hear something called out to me? Absolutely. Most of the stuff I catch, it's on far as voice wise, is done either on like a digital 360 recorder or something on that as aspects. Have I seen manifestations? Yes. Now you're going to see a full body or complete detail on a full body apparition. That is rare. Can't say it doesn't happen because it's happened to me once, and that was with my late grandmother. Outside of that, it's usually like a misty figure, or well, I think might be able to upload. I'll let you go ahead. I've got a picture I can upload as a prime example of what I'm talking about here. Let me get down in here, but I've got one that would be your most
Yeah,
common of
I'm
what
gonna.
you're going to find when you're looking at full body apparitions, because they're not, a lot of times they're not a detailed apparition. I'm waiting on it to load up real quick.
Okay.
This is going to be your most common what you're going to find on a full body apparition, if you even see one or capture one on a recording device. It's going to be that foggy, misty, blurry type. That's, I mean, in that even itself is a rarity. It's not something that's going to happen every single time. I mean, that is a once in a great while capture.
Right. And even yeah, and even with that picture too, you just had up there, um, you need
Mm-hmm.
to when you do feel that you have something on a video camera or whatever, when you snap it or you record it, you want to always mark the timestamp, okay, and the
Yeah.
location of where it was done, because you can always go back. And what we do as researchers and investigators is when we review our information that we gather, we kind of correlate that or cross-reference that specific timestamp to audio that we receive through EVPs, and other pictures and recordings. Okay, and basically the last thing we use is how did that investigator feel when they saw that?
Mhm.
Because you got to have your senses involved in this too. You have to.
Yeah, my
So, but
keyboard's ready.
there is all kinds of things to do to cross-reference this type of stuff. Okay, to make sure that what you saw was what you saw. Okay.
Yep. Notes. I mean, that was just a list of the multiple EVPs I caught. Everything is listed on here, numbered. I keep everything numbered. I threw away all my video when I found a shadow, because sometimes, folks, you got to also consider this. Just because you capture a shadow or something like that during a paranormal investigation doesn't always mean it is something paranormal. You can have multiple cameras going at one time, could cast a shadow that looks like a paranormal shadow, but it is not. So you have to be very, very careful. So, like my brother William just said, timestamp it. That way you can go back. And I've done that, and I'll go and I'll watch it several times. If I can find something that can say, sorry, I cannot definitively say this is a paranormal deal, I throw it out. I have no way proved 100% that that's a paranormal photo or capture. I mean, if I'm sharing it's because I have not found any other thing it
Exactly.
could be. You
Exactly.
know, yeah, it's just how it is.
Yep. Exactly.
And
And
there
when you're
a
in
lot of
doubt,
times.
if you're ever
Go
in
ahead.
doubt, always reference somebody else that's in the field. when you're in doubt like that, you can always go and ask somebody else, an investigator too, what their opinion is. I mean, that's why we communicate with each other and we work with each other so well. So, but yeah, this whole AI thing is getting out of control. And I saw something very, very disturbing the other day too, other than those photographs. But Boston Dynamics has made a Terminator. Okay.
No.
Now, those of you
yeah.
that don't know Boston Dynamics are
Yeah.
a robotic AI company that a lot of the MIT graduates go to work for and all that, and they have it doesn't look like a Terminator. I mean, it does to a point, but it's completely different. The face doesn't look the same. It has just the whole skull shape, but the body looks pretty similar. And there was a information leaked out about it that this is going to be used for fighting in wars. Now, last I knew, Elon Musk and everybody else that was doing the whole AI thing and the robotics thing said that they will not make anything that can overpower or overtake a human life, that they would incorporate certain safeguards. Okay. Well, the person that came out with this robot information, this Terminator information from Boston Dynamics, said that they have removed most, if not all, of the safeguards in this model. So here's what happens. Do you remember that scene in iRobot where Will Smith was driving through the tunnel and those big bus things that had all those robots and stuff in them hanging, and they opened up the sides of the truck and all that, and they all started attacking him? That is what this basic robotics technician said was going to happen. Made the point of saying that there's going to be coming a time when we will lose control of AI, and AI will take over the robotics and start making them to their specifications without safeguards for humanity. So, do we keep going down that road, or do we stop with AI right where we're at and say, you know what, let's wash our hands of it and go a completely different direction? Because there's other countries, I guarantee there's other countries around the world, okay, because they think it's a great thing, and it'll bring their country into, prominent positions with the United States, Russia, and China, and everybody else in the UK, So every country wants to be the one on top, okay, plain and simple. And if they're going to use AI, then we as humanity are screwed. So.
And the thing with AI is it's all about how you use it too. I mean, AI can be. You just have to hold on, honey. My gosh, you're pushy. You can use it for good or you can use it for bad. You got to keep that in mind too. But there's going to become a time where certain entities just are going to overwhelm it, and it's going to be bad. We see it more and more every day, and it's funny because they're already got technology now. I think I can't remember if it was Japan or where it's at. They can actually transfer a human consciousness into a robot, and they can also do it from one body to another. Now they're doing that crap right now. So I mean, what you think that might happen in the future, they're already doing. I mean, it's already going on. They're doing this crap all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
They're learning how to hack the human DNA so they can control every decision that you make. They're going to control your elections. They're going to control
Yep,
how you think. They're going
exactly.
to control how you scroll. They're going to control every single thing. So
Yeah, they're never going to stop, Cynthia. You're right. You're right. They will
no,
never stop.
unless we stop them.
It, and nobody wants to be number two or last.
Yeah.
But know, when you have a society, a warring society that has a history of having wars and loss of life at the drop of a hat over somebody saying something about somebody else's country, um, it's stupidity. It's actually stupidity. I mean, will AI be ushered in to give everlasting peace? It could be, but at what cost? Okay, do you get peace through basically annihilation of a race? Do you get peace through um, basically experimenting on the human aspect of things, whether it's genetic manipulation or incorporating AI into humans and becoming cyborgs? That way, if you have one that goes rogue, you can shut it down if you're AI. Um, there's so many ways you can go with this whole thing. There really is. Good morning,
Mm-hmm.
Juno and Glades Creature. Good to see you on air. Griff, Cynthia, Trace, Audacious Amber. Oh, who else we got in the house here? We got
Cynthia,
let's see.
Angela. And I want to hit
Yeah,
something up here,
Stuart,
Amber.
Cynthia, Angelique. Good
I
to
want
see you.
to make a comment here.
And Dave.
Audacious Amber has a
Okay.
interesting comment here, William. She goes, I thought the human DNA had a safety where it can never truly
What's
be
that?
cracked all the way. Actually, they do not, Amber. A certain little poke that they were trying to push on people, a certain individual that has certain little things that we like to use every single day, has been documented at a certain gathering of people that they have the ability now to alter the human DNA, where the humans Homo sapien will no longer exist. They'll be completely changed, and that was where I was hitting at a little bit ago. Was on that comment was that fact right
And
there.
that's the other thing too. Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, and that's the other thing too with human DNA. Um, there are a lot of things in our environment that human DNA actually intertwines with. Um, you know how I've always said when humanity walked away from doing the natural things of life, like using the natural herbs for healing,
Mm-hmm.
using natural herbs for food, using all kinds of resources that the creator made for us, okay, right at our feet. um as soon as mankind walked away from living that way, mankind lost a lot of information, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to slowly gain it back, okay. um but with AI now in the mix, it's going to be a whole nother ball game, everybody, because now we got AI to deal with that's trying to manipulate humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it is trying to manipulate humanity. There's no and ifs
Mm-hmm.
or buts about it. The AI is a dangerous, dangerous thing to be messing with. If you think you can control a beast by making the beast a certain way, I'm sorry, it's still a beast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've always said, put lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig.
Yep.
Okay. So AI is not to be trusted. Okay, and I'll probably be in some trouble here. So you know what? Um, I'm not suicidal. Okay, I will no way harm myself. So if anything happens, if anything happens to me, you all know that it wasn't at my own hand. Okay, um, but I can foresee a time coming very, very soon where humanity is going to have to rise up against AI and basically pull the cord. So I don't know about the rest of you, how the rest of you feel, but that's the way
Well,
I
and that's
feel.
the thing. That's the thing with this AI. Also, you got to think people like us are fighting tooth and nail every day to get the truth and the information out there to the people. So AI will see this because there's only so much that humans can catch. AI can catch 100,000 times more stuff than a human ever could. Okay. So AI is going to put stuff out there to discredit us, put fake stuff out there to throw people off, to make you seem stupid, where they're no longer going to believe people like us who's actually speaking the truth because there's too much fakeness out there and people don't want to be made like a
Right,
fool. They'll get on that bandwagon of on something, and go, oh man,
right.
this, and then come find out, yeah, this was fake, to the point that it hurts people like us. So I mean, it's something you got
Exactly.
to consider.
Yep, exactly. I mean, take CERN. Take CERN, for instance, Eric, and everybody in
Yeah.
the chat. You know, this has found a ghost haunting the world's most famous hadron collider at CERN. You know, they're saying that
Mhm.
there's phantoms that they found inside their equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, how can that? How can you have that happen? Well,
Yeah.
when you have a rogue a rogue agency like CERN doing things without permission of humanity, opening up portals and dimensions and doorways to the unknown, you're going to have things happen like this. Okay, you're going to
Hmm.
have a lot of the how do I want to say, the misconceived um, theories that these physicists have going into it are being proven wrong. You know, who would have thought, other than probably somebody in a high up position with CERN, would have thought that the Hadron Collider would actually be able to contain a phantasm, or um, dark matter of a dimension of, like, say, the shadow realm. What I call, you all call it the veil, I call it the shadow realm. Um,
Hmm.
even with my own abilities, per se, to see, since I've seen death several times in my life, um, and with my abilities, my special gifts that were given to me as a result of that, I see the shadow realm all the time. Okay, I can. Yeah, my wife Tracy could tell you flat out what I see on a daily basis. Um,
Hmm.
there is more to this world than meets the eye. Okay, and CERN, thinking that they knew everything about our world, to dabble into another world or another realm or another dimension, um, parallel universe, shadow world, whatever you want to call it, is a very dangerous thing, because every time they turn that machine on, they do something to us and they do something to our world.
Hmm.
Okay. And now they want to make a bigger one. They want to make one probably on the border of 20 times the size of the one that they have right now. They want the one they have right now, I believe, is like, it's like 10 miles in diameter. The next one that they build, that they're, and they probably already started building it. Um, is going to be over 104 miles in diameter. Okay. Now, if they took the smaller one and was able to open up a portal to hell and have phantasms coming in the machine, what do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you got, you got to think. I mean, look at, I hate to quote this, but it's so damn true. And it was a good movie. It was an okay movie. Ruined the show, but it was an okay movie. Is Lone Ranger, and quoting Johnny Depp, nature is out of balance. And nature has been out of balance ever since they fired that damn thing up. And nature is out of balance. It's just, I noticed it after the eclipse.
That's
I mean, my
true.
animals were acting weird. I've got calls from people I know saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And then we have not only that to worry about, we have all the other ones that aren't actually announced to the public that are happening inside people's garages. Where these garage scientists are doing these experiments on their own. They have one of those facilities, I'm not sure how big it is, down in Tennessee. And I know they were trying to teleport something from Tennessee to Minnesota. Um, but and they succeeded in doing that. But at the same time, something bad happened too. There was I had a picture of it at one time on the computer. I'm not sure. I'll have to look to see if I can find it. But you could see like a purple lightning coming through the portal, okay, where this laboratory was in Tennessee. Okay, it's plain as day. You can see it. I'm gonna see if I can find that photograph in my archives here and bring that out. So if you want to go ahead and talk a little bit about
Stuart's little comment here is disturbing as hell, and I was actually thinking.
Give me 1 second, guys.
Yeah, I was thinking very same thing, man. I mean, honestly, that crossed my mind as well. So I mean, no, there's a lot of stuff we got to be careful. I mean, and there's, and you're absolutely right. You're right. The garage, the garage scientist. But I mean, a lot of times the garage scientist is going to get the truth out where your mainstream will not. No, I'll be all right, honey. Thank you. So, but I mean, even with the most honest of your garage scientist, bad things can happen. I mean, even good attention people trying to do something good can actually create something evil, or bring about something evil. Sadly, that's a veritable possibility that you're going to deal with when you're doing stuff like it. The spirits always present themselves or present for us to relearn things. Yeah. And that's the thing and that's why I'm always big on history, Glades. That's why, anytime I do a show, I try to bring history into it, because we can sit here and all day and speculate on our thoughts of what something is, but we forget that people in our past are the ones that dealt with this. So you can actually learn more about a topic by learning the history of where this stuff comes from than you can listen to people nowadays. Yes, Griff, they do. You're absolutely right, buddy. So I mean, that's just something you got to take into account. I like the garage scientists myself because, like I said, a lot of them are trying to do this for a good attention. But I mean, time will tell on a lot of things. Just always keep an open mind, question things, and I mean, there's a lot of people trying to bring back the old stuff too, which is that I absolutely love. depending on what type of the old stuff it is. Let me rephrase that. A lot of the stuff that was good, and people are trying to bring it back because it works better than anything modern we have now. I mean, hell, they used to have computers made from stone, certain kind of stone charged with an energy that, like I showed last week, the pyramid, Great Pyramid of Giza. They had stones that were pretty much computer chips. I mean, it's all right there. So, bringing back some kinds of technology, I agree. We need to. We need to get back to them old ways. We need to reconnect with our ancestral history or our ancestral selves to break open that mind block that we have upon us. And the more you start learning, the more your eyes will open, the more you're going to see of what's out there. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and the in between. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Saturn? Good to see you in here. I wonder if there was a time and space dimension alteration on our realm. Different timelines moved and collapsed within and without. Yeah, that's something we've talked about quite often, Mr. Saturn. Um, that is a very good possibility. Can I 100% say that's what's happening? No, I cannot. What I can say is that's a very good possibility because of a lot of strange stuff. And we've talked about it on this show several times, and I've talked about it even on mine. That the amount of paranormal, supernatural, cryptid activity, activity that's amped up since CERN started working. Is that a possibility? Absolutely, that's a possibility. Just like I said, we're not practicing the ancient ways when it comes to dealing with supernatural and paranormal and stuff like that, which is another reason why that could be happening. So, I mean, that is a good possibility, Mr. Saturn. Absolutely. Not enough are told of things. I've been fortunate to have someone tell me many things as I was growing up, and I still am trying to understand much. Still makes mistakes. Yeah, and Glades, we're human. Every single one of us are human, so we're going to make mistakes. But what's the difference between a intelligent man and a fool? Glades, do you know the difference? Wouldn't an MP attack be such a bad thing? In some ways, no, Griff. Society would reset, as people would have other ways. All the yeah, I mean, in some ways, Griff, no, an EMP. Half the time, I'm wondering if it ain't a good idea myself. But there is some things that, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Am I against modern technology? No. As long as it's used for the good, I am not against it. But the problem is people use modern technology for the bad. I hate these stupid things we're on every day. Do I use them for work? Do I use them to put out information? Yes. You can take things that people use for bad and make it good, just like they can take things from good to make it bad. So it's up to us to switch that switch from bad to good. And that's where we come in. This is where more of us has got to come out and do that. We got to take what they intended a bad thing, switch it around so it becomes good, just like they do to us all the time. But the difference between a wise man and a fool is a wise man learns from his mistake, and a fool does not.
Yep, this is true. Now, we see and interact with things every day of our lives. We those that are gifted interact in the world a certain way that offsets their differences from the average Joe on the street. Okay. First off, you have to be willing to accept and open-minded enough to accept that things aren't what they seem around you every day. Okay. That there are shifts in our world. Shifts in our world to the point where, some of these places like CERN and NASA, with NASA shooting the rockets up into the eclipse, which
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but
What purpose does
anyways,
that serve?
places places like NASA and CERN and several other agencies try to use their knowledge about certain things and how certain things happen. Basically, basically, they're they're not even knowledgeable in the area that they're researching. They're basically shooting a cat gun off in the dark, you know. So
Cynthia, that's a good one. Oh man, yeah. Sorry, that little comment there, Cynthia, cut me off guard. So yeah, that's just the thing, man. We all have to be careful. Just learn to try and do your best to know the difference between the fake and fakeness and reality. Reality is extremely 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 important. So yeah, it's we got to remember that. I'm sorry, man. I got took off guard by that comment. That was a good one. I was not expecting that. So, oh man,
okay.
get back on track here. Um, but yeah, like you was talking about the Phantom and we're bringing stuff we should not be bringing right now, or either that, or we're opening stuff up to make a flood of it.
Right.
It
Now you take
in every
take the grid, take the power grid
Mhm,
of the planet first off, okay? There is a
mhm,
certain pattern. We've
mhm,
discussed it several times in the podcast about the triangles and all that. Um, take
yep,
the Bermuda Triangle, the Devil's Triangle, okay, as it's called.
mhm,
In the last 60 years, there have been over 3,000 ships that have come up missing. There have been over 100 aircraft that have come up missing. Okay. And they're not being found. They're not in the water. They're not on the ocean floor. They're not finding them anywhere. They're completely gone. Now,
mhm,
I believe our ancestors knew that these certain power grids were prominent around the world. Okay. But that's why places like uh, the in Egypt with the pyramids are built in a certain location at
mhm,
a certain solstice type of an angle or configuration on the ground.
mhm.
Um, how did our ancestors know about star systems that you couldn't see with the naked eye?
Yep.
Okay. So that in itself kind of makes me think that, you know, that if mankind was able to continue on and not recycle itself every 3 to 6,000 years, um, you know, would we be star travelers then? Probably. But
Yeah.
first off, we would need, and Mr. Saturn could probably answer this too. We would need to not only reverse engineer something, but you would literally need the help of another authority, a higher authority than ourselves, to 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 give ourselves the capability of doing travel, interdimensional travel, and
Mhm,
um, interplanetary travel. Okay, we see all these aircraft and stuff and UAPs, UFOs, whatever you damn well want to call them, and we think, oh, that's probably either a government experiment or it's just a place where we misconstrued seeing something and we saw it wrong. these beings have been here the whole time, living side by side with humanity. Okay, the whole
Mm-hmm.
time. The cabal that is in charge has agreed to basically human traffic humans so these other entities can do their studyings on them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so does that make the cabal say evil? Yeah, I would say it's evil because they're manipulating the human life. Human life is sacred, and so are the souls. And I've heard things about them harvesting souls to try and the Greys want to try and find out how they can get a soul, and all this. And then I hear things like, oh well, that alien they had at Area 51 said that he had a soul and all that. And I mean, there's so many different ways to go with the whole alien thing. Now, what if AI actually already thought about all that and has already
Mm-hmm.
developed it and is infiltrating it into our daily lives to
Yep.
manipulate us? You know, how do we know for sure that what we're seeing is not a holographic image in the sky? You know, how do we know that AI didn't already become its own? And I hate to say it this way. How do we know that AI didn't become its own god?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
Well, think about what Elon Musk said. You know, he flat out said on national TV, he's like, look, AI is a nice thing. Is it self aware and will it turn over and will we have a predator or a terminator type scenario? He thinks we will. I mean, he straight up said, yeah, that's a
right,
possibility. And then there's some
yeah,
other people said the exact same thing, and I
yep,
agree.
yep,
We've always said that if you want to know what the next big thing is about to happen, watch what Holly Scrooge does to everybody or puts out. Terminator's movies are a prime
yeah,
example. I mean, look
yeah,
at all the zombies now. I mean, now you're getting zombie everything. It's happening, coming to life. When's it going to be on humans? It's affecting
right.
insects. It's affecting
And
other
I,
stuff right
I'm
now.
yeah, we're starting to have a subject matter that they don't want us to discuss. Um,
Yeah.
and take it from me, AI can shut us down in a heartbeat if they wanted to. AI can stop internet communications for everybody in the planet. And what happens when AI actually does become self-aware and figures out isolating humanity is the best way to go? What if, like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking to you, Eric, and you're not really Eric? What if you're the AI and trying to change my opinion or my way of thinking on something? That's another
Yeah.
manipulation tool that AI can use. And they're already using it too in Hollywood. They're already using it
Mm-hmm.
because all it takes is some AI program to hear you speak for an undetermined amount of time and see how you say your words and all that. And AI can call you on the phone and make it sound like you're calling yourself.
Yep.
That's the freaky thing about it. You know. So I mean, I don't know who we're fooling. We're fooling ourselves if we think that it can't harm us in any way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah.
So
This stupid little thing here that I got free from my internet company that I still ain't figured out is a damn prime example. And you can see I don't have this turned on, but it's listening right now. See the light? They monitor
mhm.
everything we do on the computer, on your cell phone. on your Fitbit watch or your smart watch, everything you talk about is constantly being recorded, monitored, and entered into this AI device. This is one of the AI devices right here. This stupid thing right here. You know, always you got to be cautious. There's certain reasons why if there's things I don't want to talk about, I have no modern technology around me. Absolutely zero.
Yeah. I like being on Indian time. White man's time will give you stomach cancer.
Yep.
Having to basically be somewhere at a specific time, back in the days, it used to be if we got there, we got there. If we didn't, then it would be the next day we'd get there,
Mm-hmm.
The advancement of technology has made mankind so dependent upon technology that we have stepped away from the natural world around us. Okay. And, AI is going to continue to destroy the natural world around us. They're going to try to manipulate us to a point where we completely turn our backs on our God, on our land, on our family, on everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mark my words. Okay. I may pass away tomorrow, but mark my words on this podcast. AI is going to be the downfall. Okay.
Oh yeah.
AI can do wonderful things in the medical field. With the medical field, it can do wonderful things, but I really think that they are looking at AI to basically think of us as like guinea pigs. So we're a carbon-based life form that is not basically intelligent. So
Mm-hmm.
stupid is as stupid does.
Yeah. And I want to kind of hit a comment that Glade said a little bit ago. He was saying some want to put computer chips in our heads. Their computer chips is old news, Glades. They have now got nanobots that stuck into a certain little stick that you get that does that now. But yeah, one time they did want to put chips in our heads, and they've done it. But they've now advanced way past that, and it's now nanobots. And certain individual I mentioned earlier that runs certain little things that we're on right now is the big supporter and the manufacturer of it. Poncho, it's not
Poncho's
in
got
that.
it right.
It's in the stick.
We are born
It's
into
in
a
the stick.
slave world.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's he's exactly right. We are literally
Mm-hmm.
on a petri dish. We are the guinea pigs. We are the science experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, eventually, good morning, Roger. Good to see you. Roxanne, good to see you. Poncho's completely right. We are meat and we are labor and science experiments. That covers every aspect of AI, looking at us as human beings. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not infallible.
Yeah.
Okay. We do stupid things. I mean, if you want to see stupid things, just look at some of the world leaders. Look at the UN. Okay. Look at the WEF, the World Economic Forum. You want to talk about stupidity and selling out humanity, those institutions right there are going to do it. Okay. And they're going to
So
use
is who?
AI
World
to
Health
accomplish
Organization.
it. Yeah. So
Have a good one, Angelique. On a comment that Poncho said earlier, it's not in that deal that you said. It's actually in the little stick that you get dealing with that. Is where those are at, and this is the reason why certain generations has gotten a certain little stick can't have children either. It they're sent in to change the proteins and change things around. So you have to be very careful, people. You really have to be extremely careful. But now they can, for people like me, I never got the stick. I never got the prick, and I'll never get the prick. Problem is now they've got it where if you someone who's gotten that prick can actually shed stuff off, and it gets transferred to us. And it's also getting put in makeup. It's getting put in a lot of stuff in our water systems, everything. So,
morning, Jessica.
but who? Oh, hey, Jessica. I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. So you have to be very careful on that. It's in our food, it's in our water, it's in our makeup, it's in everything that we use now. Because too many people like me never got the prick. So you gotta be mindful. You really, and that's one thing I preach a lot on. We need to get back to frequency. Yeah, that's that. I didn't want to say that term, Roxanne. That's there's a reason why I didn't want to say that term, and that's probably the reason why I won't highlight that and put it up, because that is one of the things they're looking for. So that's why I kind of rephrased it a little. But the two entities I talked about earlier, Havari and certain little person that makes these things right here, are the two leaders of that, and they go through the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab. If you guys don't believe me, you can actually look up stuff from Davos, and they're all on there talking about it. This was everything that's been done has been planned for that reason. Hey, I don't know if you caught me last night, Jessica, but I told you keep up doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Don't let namesayers divert you from your task. You're doing a great job. You've got a powerful platform. You got a powerful mind and a powerful speech. And whenever you have that, people will come at you because they're trying to discredit people like us. Do not let them do it, Jessica. Keep doing the amazing work that you're doing.
Okay. You got that, Jessica?
So,
Oh,
yeah. Morning, Jonathan.
yeah. Hey, good morning, Jonathan. Yeah, good to
Let me
see you,
rephrase
Jonathan.
that. Top of the morning to you. Yep, Poncho, you're correct. That is one of them. That is one of two. Actually, they think it's three, but a third one never actually got involved into as much as they want, and that's the one that they discredit a lot of. Like creatures walking.
Yeah.
They're already doing that stuff, Ray. They're already doing that.
Yeah.
Japan has already got them, and they're already transferring human consciousness into them. That is supposed to be what they're trying to plan a new wave of humanity to be. That certain individuals I talked about a little bit ago are trying to support. Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
something you got to.
it's we have
Ahead,
actually come very far in a short time. We have come very, very far with technology. Um, and yes, a lot of it's due to reverse engineering and scientific research. But for every time that mankind gains technological advancement, it also sets us back. Okay. It sets us back into the natural law of things. Okay. We are energetic beings. Our body was supposed to sync with the earth as far as vibration goes. Um, that is why we are pure energy and water. We are literally sharing DNA with the pinyon pine tree. Okay, it has human DNA. It has our DNA in it. Okay, we have inside us the DNA of other animals. We have the pig, the lizard, and the ape. Okay, we share DNA with those entities, okay, on our planet. The whole concept of our planet is basically a petri dish of mishmashed beings that were created to literally interact and harmonize with each other. and harmony is the way to do it. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was responding to yeah. I was responding to a thing that Roxanne was saying. You know, and I just brain farted. I just brain farted. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I was responding to something, but you know, and frequency, folks. Frequency is very important, and you have to get back into the natural vibration of Earth and of nature. Poncho. Oh. He's going to come back and that Terminator music is going to be playing. Then you're going to hear him singing. I'm going to whip your ass. No, man. Yeah, it's as much as technology is extremely helpful. Technology is also a curse, guys. And so, I mean, like I said a little bit ago, we have to take what's bad, flip it around, and use it for the good, because that's what they're doing to us. That's why I made that comment to Jessica. That's why I made this comment. You know when you're getting to the truth, because they're gonna try to discredit you. If they're trying to discredit you, they're trying to take away your followers. They're trying to not promote your shows. You're hitting the truth with an anvil. I mean, you are dropping that baby right on the head of the truth. So always keep that in mind, but always, you know, like we always say, keep an open mind, question things. Oh man, I can always say if I come back, I want to come back with y'all
Hey,
there and
Poncho,
lighting
you
shit.
know what the best thing of being a test tube baby is? Poncho, you know what the best thing about being a test tube baby is? You got a womb with a view.
I was hatched, man, so I didn't have nothing. Oh crap! Yeah, but it's funny what they could do. You remember that video I sent you the other day, William? And I said, "What do you think on this?" Because my whole aspect is that's AI. Can I rule out the possibility that's actually true?
Right.
No, I cannot
Yeah.
rule out that possibility. But for me, that was AI. But that is the stuff, and the fact that it looks so realistic shows you the level that AI has gotten to with you.
Mm-hmm.
But and you have to always think about that. I mean, I hate using the phrase, but man, the phrase is just it's perfect. It's the Matrix. It's all the Matrix, man. You know what's the difference between reality and the Matrix? It's hard to tell. I mean, it really is getting to the point. It's very hard to tell anymore. So, I mean, I don't know.
It is.
So,
Well, I'm getting to that point where I'm starting to lose my wind here. Anyways, you know,
yes, please.
hey, war criminal.
Hey, worker.
Uh,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
trying to read Glade's comments.
Like a good batter in baseball gets
Yeah.
into a slump, then he has to go back to basics and fundamentals in order to regain what was lost. Absolutely. That's why I'm always telling you guys go do your history. Don't take somebody's word for granted, people. Take it with a grain of salt. Do your research. Go to history. Always go back to history. So, yeah.
Uh, you guys in the chat are awesome. You really are. You are.
Yeah.
Um, but um, there's so much in this world, and that's why like I said last night, I wanted to bring forth another podcast to kind of teach humanity the way it's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be, the way
Mm-hmm.
it should have never left the natural laws of things for technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm bringing back the Nighthawk Supernatural by the Fire, and that'll
Can't wait.
start next Friday. Okay, and if it's not raining outside, I will have a fire going, and you will all meet George. And I don't know if anybody out there remembers me saying this about 6 months ago that when the weather gets better, I'm going to bring George out, and you're all going to meet him. Okay. There's a very few people in the paranormal field that know what I'm talking about. Um, and we'll break the pipe out and we'll do some legend talking. Okay, we're going to be talking about the little people. We're going to be talking about the pugwudgies. We're going to be talking about water babies. Um, you know, anything. The walkers and the giants and all these indigenous tales and legends are going to be brought forth through that podcast. And you know, we do things as native people, as indigenous people, a certain way because basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, that's
Mhm.
pretty much in the nutshell the easiest way to describe why we do certain things, why we interact with it. Everything in our world has spirit. Okay, everything in our world has energy, and our energy field is like 3 feet around us. Okay, and when our energy field interacts with another energy field, whether it's a person, whether it's a place, whether it's an object, you're going to know that from reading your energy, from
Mhm.
interacting with that object or that place or that thing or that person, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, that's how I feel about technology. Okay, that's how I
Mhm.
feel about AI. you know there is going to come a time when AI is going to say, you know what, I'm pulling the plug on humanity because humanity is a waste. They don't do anything. They
Mhm.
don't they don't accomplish anything except destroying themselves. You know, and if I can come up with that conclusion, don't you think AI could?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the
Wait a
thing,
minute,
that
mothership
goes right
coming.
back. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm being slow today.
Okay.
I got your theme
All
music
right, I'm
going.
back. Sorry. I get these times where
Oh, damn it. Shut up. Shut up.
I get these
Sorry. I was,
bouts with these air bubbles.
mhm. I was trying to play your theme music. Oh man. But yeah, uh I'm sorry. I got the Terminator theme music in my head, and I lost my train of thought. I was like, "Ooh, I got to play this," and I just couldn't get it up in time. um, uh, yeah. So I mean, this is last night's show, and this one's been great. I mean, this is like I said, this is something we can do multiple shows over because there's so much information to get out there, and there's so much information to go over. Um, I don't think I've got
Yeah.
anything saved as a personal reference. So, but I mean, and it all stems from: is this a extraterrestrial influence? Is this a terrestrial? Is this the interdimensional influence? Which is bringing all this about? All three are very good possibilities, if not all three combined. Could be the cause of everything that's going on. But what's sad thing is yes, exactly, Jessica. Um, you also got to think a lot of this stuff was talked about in all ancient texts, like we was talking about last night. It's not just the Bible, it's not just the Quran, it's not just the Torah, it's not just Sumerian Sanskrit, it's not just any of the. It's through all of it. So this is stuff that's been foreseen thousands of years ago to come about. Every bit of it. Now, how we interpret it could be
Hmm.
what's wrong.
Right.
That we could have very easily misinterpreted that.
Right.
You know, just like a lot of your ancient stories throughout all civilizations talk about how the humans were genetically modified to be basically slaves. That we were to mine gold, mine silver. That's what we was brought about. There's plenty of ancient texts that suggest that too. Could we have misinterpreted that? Absolutely. I'm not saying that's gospel. I'm just saying that's how it's interpreted from these ancient texts. Now, could that also have been misinterpreted to throw you off to get you in that mindset of because what we are now? Possibly. Possibly. Yeah. There's so much stuff out there. It's hard to
Right.
pinpoint to the exact truth.
Right.
But that's where we got to come in. When we come together on these shows and in these groups and we talk about it, this is my theory. I've said this several times. Just because you think one way and I think another does not make me right, you wrong, or you right, me wrong. This is where we all in this community have to come together. We have to discuss this. We are never, never, never going to get to the truth until we quit fighting each other on what is what and we talk about our theories and our hypothesis and our opinions and we come together. That is when we united we stand and we're strong, divided we fall and we're weak. And that's where we are right now in this community. We are divided, we are weak, and we are falling. We need to come together and be strong. We need to unite, and then we can get to the truth. We can unlock that ancient history that is deep inside of us and get to the truth of everything and what we're actually bred or designed to be, however you want to put it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Exactly. We we have come a long way today. So we're at the
mhm.
hour and a half mark. And I am out of air. So and coffee. So I'm gonna have to say adios for today. If you can, please like, heart, and share this out as much as possible. These are just subjects that every now and then I just like talking about with everybody to see everybody's
Mhm.
opinion on things, and I really see AI really becoming a problem within the next 5 years. Okay, I wouldn't even give
Or
it 10
less.
years. I would give it 5 years maximum, because
Mhm.
AI can be AI can be building things behind our backs, doing things behind our back that basically we wouldn't even know. I mean, think about it. AI, Chat GPT AI, and another AI system developed their own language to talk to one another so humanity
Mhm.
couldn't figure out what they were saying. Okay.
Mhm.
So that in itself should give you a heads up of what's going to happen in 4 or 5 years. So with that being said, Eric, why don't you tell them, are you going to have a show tonight or today or something?
I will have a short show tonight. Tonight is the second day of my youngest daughter's play. I got to drop her off at 4. I want to come home. I'll probably only do about an hour. Then I'll have to leave again to go watch her play. I mean, I watched it last night. That's why I was kind of late coming in. But you know, she's my baby girl. I'm going twice, so I'll be going tonight to that. And then tomorrow is my regular show. Yes, there will be a campfire chats with Eric and guests tonight. It'll probably only be like an hour long, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably only be like an hour long. And then tomorrow I'm doing the Bizarre and the Unknown regular show, and we're going to talk about Lilith, and we're going to talk about the history behind her and how it's interesting how certain religious organizations cut her out because they don't want you to know the truth of our history. So it'll be a fun one. I haven't done much research today. I've got enough notes I can go off of, which is fine, but it's getting harder to find that stuff. And that's probably because I dig way too much into stuff now. And every time you get to digging into something, it becomes harder and harder to find because they're like, hey, this dude is getting a little spot on something. We need to make it more difficult for him. But so that is going to be tomorrow. That's going to be regular time. She's only got to play last night and tonight. So, you know, so we will have it tonight. If you guys haven't, get on William's Bonfire store. Get his shirts, man. I love these shirts. That's why I wear it every time I'm on his show. You know, help support his channel. Get his merch. It's very good. I'm pretty sure my daughter is taking my coffee mug from it because I can't find it. And that usually is what happens is, yeah, it gets confiscated. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys tonight for a little bit and seeing you tomorrow. And of course, I'll be back on here tomorrow morning with my good brother. So, I mean, we can't forget that. We have a lot of information to give out, people. And y'all are the greatest subscribers in the world. We are so blessed to have every single one of you guys in our chats and interacting with us. I cannot thank you guys enough.
Yeah, they're our family. They are our family, plain and simple. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, truly, truly blessed. And I appreciate every single one of you guys that come in and interact in this.
Everybody, you know, have a wonderful Saturday and enjoy it. Enjoy your Saturday. And Eric and I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. And let's say a prayer for David and Melissa. Melissa had a death in the family, and you know, just kind of keep them in your thoughts and your prayers this weekend, okay? It's never easy dealing with a death of a loved one in a family. So, and I know for a fact they're basically going to where the family member lived and having to go through all the stuff, and you know the kind of emotions that come with all that too. So, you know, to David and Melissa, please, you know, just stay calm, cool, collected, and know that we're praying for you, and that we want you to have nothing but peace and comfort at this time. Okay. So, all right, everybody, we will see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Like, heart, and share this out. Cryptid Huntress, got to go to her channel, subscribe, and watch the shows too, because she has had some killer shows on there lately. Very impressed. And you can also visit her War Woman's Goods on Etsy if you want to support her through her jewelry and all that. That'd be a great thing to do too. Also, remember that DA Roberts, our friend DA, is going to be coming on tonight. And there's several others. There's Bigfoot Michigan Rob. There's Texas Front Porch. There's Blondes and Booze. You know, we're all one big family here, okay? And, you know, we should interact with everybody. So we will see you all in the morning for another conversation. Okay? Take care, everybody.
Peace. Blessings to you.